Alright boys, welcome back. So it is tier list time. It's time to update our last tiers that we did over 3 weeks ago, probably like 4 weeks ago when I actually uploaded this video. We have a bunch of new characters, but also a bunch of new content that made some other characters actually relevant. So let's jump in towards the PvP tier list, so where you can talk about the new characters and where they're going to rank. Alright, so I'm going to do this differently how I did it in the past. We're going to just go through in order. So we'll start off with Julius. Do I need to say much here? It's Julius. You know, I'm starting to think, because their S tier is starting to get a bit crowded, I should probably make another tier above SS, like LR, and then put some people into the S tier. But yeah, Julius is obviously top tier. Don't need to explain much here. Vatos, I'm actually moving up right now, because every PvP, if you don't have Vatos, you're throwing. It feels like right now, everyone is just using Vatos. No matter what game you go into, he's always there. And if you don't find a Vatos, you easily win. So it feels like you have to use him in every single team. I feel like with Charlotte coming out, that may change some things, because then the counter-attack meta might come out. But we'll have to wait and see how that affects the next season. But I do suspect them to go down. But right now, it's just, yeah, buff up. And especially with the big damage dealers being Julius and also Noel, Vatos just gets an easy win. Alright, some changes towards the S tier. We're moving characters down. Mars and Lotus, I'm moving them down. Honestly, I don't see them as a threat anymore. Generally, if I find a Mars and Lotus team, I win. They don't do much nowadays. Since we're now in like a speed meta, you kind of start first with Vatos and always just kill the Lotus. And then Mars is just a bit too slow now. That he tanks quite a bit, but then his whole team just dies. And that's kind of most of my runs whenever I verse a Mars. I mean, look at our top tier PvP right now. I mean, there's one Mars there, sure. Like, he's still good, obviously, right? S tier is still a good tier. But you're not seeing much. It's just, yeah, Vatos and Reroll and, like, all the speed characters, man. Raya's also moved down. Just don't feel like his combo's good enough nowadays. Moving Charlotte up, I actually preemptively dropped her quite a lot, because I figured with Noel coming out and Julius, she wouldn't be that usable. But that 100% mark and getting the guaranteed kills, it's still really good, so we're going to move it back up to S tier. Kahono is in S tier. Maybe a bit of a preemptive one here, but I've versed her a few times. She's not bad. Like, I've actually, like, not struggled against her, but, like, she can cook if she gets the right setup. And I did struggle a little bit. I think if the team was just better or her better supports, maybe she might be good. Once again, I feel like she might, she probably will move down, but for S tier right now, I think I'm happy with her being there. Charmy, I'm moving down. Unless she's max dupe, I would use her, but it's just like a free to play level, I'm not really backing it. And once again, we're in a bit of a speed meta right now. I feel like she might get a bit better as well, obviously with the mono blue team with Charlotte coming out once again, so we'll have to wait and see how things shake up then. Sally, we're moving up, mainly because right now, if you bring Noel and Julius, bring in any other like support, buffer, and Sally can be one of those characters, is just generally makes the character good. So generally right now, I don't see her dropping anywhere below S tier. Once again, that might change next season as we get more characters, but right now, definitely in the S tier. Character, we got an S tier. Once again, this guy is good. I think, to be fair, he probably would get a lot more play if Julius didn't exist. He's just not worse Julius, but when the whole goal is just to nuke down the well, Julius does it better. And yeah, that's why I think character is just a bit worse. Okay, so Reroll moved up. He was an A tier and Vatos was an S tier. But once again, speed just being king right now. So Reroll is going to move up. But I still feel like you'd rather just use Vatos. Especially right now, since, well, most of the damage dealers are magic. Reroll buffs attack. Definitely going to get a bit more better as we get Black Asta in the future. And then the two new entries into the S tier with the two new characters is going to be Charlotte. Once again, she can do a counter attack and is going to be a really good support character. Even in terms of just buffing up your characters, getting that extra magic attack or even attack, depending on what team you're going to bring. She is going to age quite well, but for right now, I think she's never going to be like top tier. We saved that for the green one, but she's still very good character. You can definitely use her. And then for Goldion, I feel like, once again, it's going to be another good character, but definitely better right now a little bit, since, well, he doesn't get outshined by other burn damage dealers like Magna and also Charm in the future. But his actual tier 2, if they have a burn effect on the Noel, you can actually remove a barrier, which is going to be good to count on the other Noel. So he would definitely be somewhat usable right now in PvP, despite him not being the most flashiest person. But once again, I think everyone S tier are all just usable characters, which is why they're in S tier. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with these placements. And then sadly at the bottom we have the new Jack. This guy needs to be max dupe, and if he's not max dupe, then the guy's just way too slow to pull off what he does, and it's not even worth it. So sadly he is set next to his counterpart, the blue Jack, who I used recently, and to be fair, he actually is not bad, but he's not great either. But you can cook, so once again, you can make his characters work. But when you can just ult with Noelle win the game, there's no points making your games go for like 20 turns for Jack to do something. So yeah, that is my tier list for PvP. I feel like some people may disagree with the Radis. I know that's gonna be a big why is Radis up there with Noelle and Julius? But I back it, man. Like right now, the meta is to stun Noelle to stop her from doing counter attacks or just instantly kill her, and getting the status immunity element is just it's so good, and you're seeing it more now as well as you get to higher ranks. Everyone's starting to use Radis because you can also stack his shield. I mean, you can see right now there's gonna be a few of them. Where there's one, he's very good at max nuke, by the way. Like getting the counter attack is just insane. But yeah, right now everyone's just going like full on nuke. And that does as a support character that you can bring. It's just, yeah, I can't play without him. We might have some big characters coming out next season, so we will definitely have some changes. But let's now jump over towards the PvE tier list. Because, well, there's actually more of a change towards this one. Because we got a lot of new content and new bosses that made certain characters now relevant. Alright, so for PvP, let's talk about it. So, of course, S tier Julius, it's a standard. He's just kind of one of the go-tos as well. Charlotte moved back up again. Just now that I've actually started doing some red farming, she is obviously very, very good as well. And any little content that requires a lot of different bosses and little minions, she is obviously going to be very good in that too. Asta, we're now moving up. I did rank him a little bit lower because I didn't feel like there was much of a need for him. But now that we've gotten the actual guild boss, he has made a massive comeback, and also as well, kind of like the Platinum Ray boss, you can kind of be usable in that, but the main use for me personally is the fact that he is basically the go-to character for the actual, is it green? Yeah, the green boss basically. So yeah, moving it back up, always good for PvP. Kono, once again, maybe ranking a bit too high here, but just a supporter, you can't really ask for more. Moving the SSR Charmy down just because, well, I kind of rated both her and SR together, and right now I just don't see much use for her other than just rather using the other SR Charmy, so that's kind of why she's going down. Sally, we're moving up as well because right now she's one of the keys to actually start nuking. I think both of the bosses. I think in the blue boss, you want to buff up and actually make it so your Raya does insane damage. So yeah, she's a key to that, and you can't do it without her. So right now she's one of the best supports right now for guild boss. The new season of Charlotte, once again, you're going to get counter attacks, so you can kind of farm through PvE a bit faster. But she also does provide a massive actual attack buff, which you can always be used in PvP. And it's kind of why Ghost is in the same situation. And right now, with the actual massive Platinum Ray boss, if I didn't have Ghost, I wouldn't be able to beat Far 7. So that's why he's high enough. And also good for Kato. Kind of a good blue DPS. Not the best one, but you can use him. Got AoE skills, so you can use him for farming as well. Nozel has also moved up too. I believe he's actually a pretty good character to use in this raid boss because you can get the magic attack lower, and he's also, you can use him in PvE farm a little bit, so I guess I'll move him up as well. Also new to the tier list, not new to the game, but new to the tier list because she was not usable before this actual raid boss. But yes, Nebra, I mean, if you lot played the nightmare difficulty, she is the key to defeat it. The fact that you get the actual buff disable to where the boss can't buff up and get the actual mobility increase, like, she is now usable. So yeah, putting in the A tier, she's got an actual use in the game now. Gifso can arguably go higher because no other character in the game does what he does. When you get an attack increase, you also get increased favorable damage and also damage increase towards bosses. So yeah, basically not like a crazy boss buffer that is one good for guild bosses and any other boss coming out. Also increases all attack as well in the ultimate, so no matter what, if you're bringing attack dealers or even magic dealers, it can just go into any team. For Goleon, B tier, I don't see him being used in PvE too much, unless I'm wrong. 2 single target skills, sure he's got an AoE ultimate, but that's not enough to make him be usable in anything really. Jack, same reason why he's bad in PvP, just too slow, 2 single target skills, and also single target to go ultimate. That can do AoE damage, but after like 6 turns, yep, not worth it. Vanessa, saw a few comments about her saying she's actually pretty good. I think she might be good during one of the guild bosses, but I think my main use for her is kind of to be a bit of a tank early on to kind of support your team in the blue dungeon. And she honestly was a key for me to actually start farming that gear on auto until I can actually build up my better characters. Seke, we're moving down. If you lot don't know why he's on the list, he is a pretty good free-to-play character to use to have a good tank in your red dungeon to start farming LR gear. But I would say at this point, you don't need him. You can probably just clear through the blue dungeon, especially right now with Julius, that you don't even need to have a tank character. So he's definitely not usable anymore. But I still feel like he's going to be staying in the B tier. And probably until next season, where he's probably going to come off the tier list because he's going to be like, there's no point using him. And then finally, boys, we have Catherine, and it's simply just because her tier 2 skill does or have a chance to inflict buff immunity, which is the same reason why Nebra is obviously in the A tier. However, because this is a rare character, she has a chance to do it. It's not guaranteed like Nebra, so yeah, just a much worse character, but once again, you can use her. People are actually using her right now in the blue guild boss to actually have that block debuff if you can't actually get the skill page for Nebra. So yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up the tier list. If I am missing someone, then do let me know, because once again, I'm always trying to try the character to see if they are good. That's kind of the reason why I have like Vanessa on this tier list right now, because a few recommended it. Also, moving up characters, moving down characters, and depending on how many characters come out. So boys, let me know what you think of the PVE tier list, and then now switching over towards the PvP tier list. What do you think? And let me know your opinions, and I'm definitely open to change my mind next season. So boys, thank you for watching today's video, and yeah, peace.